50,000 सब्सक्राइबर्स हो गए. नाउ ऑन टू 75. मैं रुकने वाली तो हूं नहीं, तो जो लाल रंग का सब्सक्राइब बटन है उस पर क्लिक करें एंड दैट बेल आइकन नेक्स्ट टू इट. जैसे ही नया रिव्यू आएगा सबसे पहली नोटिफिकेशन विल कम टू यू ओनली यार. A filmmaker who in a major motion picture makes Amitabh Bachchan unironically talk about the importance of film criticism for culture to progress, but also maybe a filmmaker who perhaps absolutely for sure wants to murder us all. Hey all, my name is Sucharita. Welcome to my channel. You're watching a movie review and today we're talking about Chup, Revenge of the Artists, written and directed by R. Balki. How may I begin to critique a film titled Stay Quiet? A command sent directly in my direction. Yeah. We're all taking this one personally because I believe that is the desired effect of this film, which credits film critic Raja Sen and as one of the writers, and Rishi Vermani is the third. In case you have a life and you've missed out on the trailer or other conversations around this film, here's a primer. Mumbai ke monsoon mein we zoom into a Bandra West neighborhood, specifically the area around the legendary Mehboob Studios, jahan filmein banti aa rahi hain 1954 se. Ye thousands of square feet ka enclosure is a microcosm of the Hindi film industry, from Mother India to now promotional shoots or events for any film that can afford to hire it. The studio is a multiverse unto itself, transforming in its entirety every day. Among the Mumbaikars in the studio's vicinity, you will find way too many people telling you stories of movie star sightings, sets being erected and taken down, traffic coming to a standstill anytime a Salman or Shah Rukh Khan car is spotted, two gigantic powerhouses of star power who live within a stone's throw away of the studio itself. Balancing the natural order of things, there are also people who will tell you of filmmakers and producers who lost everything in a bid to find their own world within this spectacle. Those who entered the hallowed grounds lost their way, left, but never managed to escape. Anyway, one of these filmmakers is back and is exclusively killing film critics, and Sunny Deol has to find him.
You critics are killers.
I have sat and thought about this film for nearly a full day after watching it, and I simply cannot put my finger on what the film is saying. As a result of which, I'm feeling a little lost. With this beguiling premise, Balki is promising us a thriller, a whodunit, a genre in films I'm perfectly happy to watch without looking for deeper meaning. But here we have characters who, without warning, break out into soliloquies about the complexities of writing about cinema, which is wondrous on its own. I wondered what the general audience is supposed to take from this. If you want gory visuals of naked, dead, gouged out and spliced up men, there's plenty of that. Almost all of it also without warning. By conflating the murderer's desire to kill with film critics exclusively being on his death list, the writing is definitely on the side of the film critics only expressing their opinions in a free nation because, well, murder is bad. But then, by equating a clearly unhinged serial killer's motivations with how a filmmaker must feel after their film is panned in reviews a la Guru Dutt's Kagaz Ke Phool, that assurance is taken away. Film critics are, once again, heartless bad guys ruining lives by callous commentary. R. Balki cannot be faulted for unoriginality or lack of flair though. With cinematographer Vishal Sinha, portraits of a rainy Bandra are thoroughly beautiful. It helps that Dulquer's character runs a flower shop where his romance with Shreya Dhanvantari blooms, pun intended. In his backyard he grows tulips, uncharacteristic for Mumbai weather but synonymous with Mumbai's romantic movies. The love story subplot is underlaid with Sahil Ludhianvi songs, some classic shots are recreated, it's reverential, working as a pretty effective foil to what's going on in the other half of the film, Look Above Sunny Deol looking for person-killing film critics. Speaking of Sunny Deol, this is a brand new side of him, which I'm glad the actor is finally getting to display through a filmmaker who wants to take his viewers' expectations of Sunny Deol as a cop and then flip them. He observes dead bodies with dispassionate gaze, but he defends the foolish idealism of youth, well, passionately, in the middle of a pretty accurate depiction of what press screenings are like, an enigma for most people who are not attached to the industry. Sunny Deol is the man who tries to foolishly bridge a gap between writers and producers, hilariously shocked when a scuffle breaks out. For a man hunting a predator, it's, for the lack of a better adjective, a cute performance. Until the spell is broken and he shouts "bastard" and jumps out of a window. Bastard! Bringing me back to my previous conundrum about what the movie is saying and who it is saying that to. It's not a filmmaker proclaiming they don't read movie reviews. Here's a whole film about how big of a lie that is. Let's take a look at the truly earnest and talented Shreya Dhanvantari, who plays Nila, a young entertainment writer. She's new in the city. She has a very filmy mother who's also visually impaired. Nila's ambition is to become a film critic, a person who understands the power of the moving image and wants to contribute to the analysis of said power, a noble cause. She also has a gigantic poster placed awkwardly out of place above her shelf in her living room, proclaiming in bold black and white, Woody Allen is innocent. Why? Why would Nilla take that stand? Are you telling us that aspiring film critics should always be on the side of the filmmaker? Or are you saying that she's young and naive and she will champion her favorite director regardless of misdemeanors? This inexplicable set design choice was jarring, it was off-putting, and if that was indeed the desired effect, then it was also in very poor taste.
जिंदा फील करने के लिए सिनेमा चाहिए.
Pooja Bhatt in an extended cameo seems to be just having a blast playing the psychologist stereotype. The time spent writing her character is almost CID levels. Not Guru Dutt CID, we are talking Sony TV. And if it weren't for her stunning screen presence, it would have easily become comical. The consistent Guru Dutt comparisons ring hollow as well. Chup reduces his legacy to the one final film which didn't work at the box office, painting him solely as a man who couldn't deal with failure, erasing his larger contributions towards changing the cultural zeitgeist of Hindi cinema. You know, I believe more than giving the audience an insight into what happened in Guru Dutt's life when his swan song got less than favorable reviews, Chup is a peek within Balki's conflicting thoughts on where he stands on film journalism. It's a very specific problem. At times, he's the killer rounding off film critics. At times, he's Amitabh Bachchan saying cinema needs fearless, unbiased voices for its evolution. Sometimes he's a young idealist writer entering the business. Other times, he's the nihilist wondering ये दुनिया अगर मिल भी जाए तो क्या है? His characters say out loud, किसको फर्क पड़ेगा? Official critics लिखे या ना लिखे? And then Pooja Bhatt says, critics are killers. यानी फर्क तो पड़ रहा है. He doesn't go all luck by chance on us having real life actors do cameos, but he's also not entirely celebratory of the film industry itself. There's a constant, almost warning refrain of zara hatke zara bach ke ye hai Mumbai meri jaan. At one point, a body is literally thrown into Mehboob's studio, a metaphor if there ever was one.
ये दुनिया अगर मिल भी जाए तो क्या है?
All of this crescendos, like the aforementioned song from Pyasa does, Jala do, jala do, jala do ye duniya, you are given a meta on meta on meta climax and final reveal, which, while very stylish and seemingly personal, left me unconvinced and underwhelmed. And also a little scared. BRB, changing my phone number and shifting houses now.
You critics are killers.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, Chup is one recreation of the song Ye Duniya from Pyasa, done by Sneha Khanwalkar, is hypnotic. It's really good. Spotify पर है सुनना. और यहाँ से जाने से पहले subscribe to my channel. Are we past 60,000 yet? I don't think so. So subscribe and let's go.